that. Yeah, okay. But I use the magnifier now all the time.
Really?
I can't, that's how I read the paper. I read the paper with the magnifier in the morning. Yeah, it,
Well, you just had a whole eye exam, didn't
oh,
Did it show up? Do you get a new prescription or?
no, the prescriptions are fine. They checked that again and they said, this is fine.
Well,
It's fine.
well, it can't be fine if you can't see the print.
Well, this print I can see, but the newsprint, sometimes in the cartoons.
Bob can't do a crossword now
Yeah, that's that kind of thing. Yeah.
for that reason.
Sometimes I wear 2 pair of glasses.
Now, have you've been checked for cataracts and it's not,
That's what it was
that
for.
was it?
I went in a year ago and said, okay, I want the full. I said there's 3 different things, and I'm never going to remember them all. But
Macular.
macular degeneration,
glaucoma.
cataracts, and glaucoma. So I want to get the package done. They said that's normal. That's you're in the right place at the right time. But they looked at me. I guess it was 2 years ago, and they said everything's okay, no problem. And so I went back this time because I was having problems, and I didn't want anything to crop up. And too bad you didn't get this covered,
Yeah.
But they came in and said, it's all fine. You're clear on all of those things. So they checked each of those 3 things.
So when
And
you tell
my
them,
prescription
and your prescription is,
is the fine.
I don't understand. I thought a prescription was to make it so you could read.
Or that your eyes are like 18-year-olds' eyes? No, it isn't what
Okay.
it's like. It's I can
Can
see-
you read a book without that?
Sometimes, if the lighting is right, yes, sometimes I do. Or sometimes I have readers, because that's what reader glasses are for. And remember that what I'm doing, so I have a prescription for contacts, which I'm wearing. So it's all a compromise on distance, right? This
That's true.
perfect for driving or seeing distance, and I see the hummingbirds and the little bees and things. But they're not reading
No,
glasses.
that's
and,
right.
And they don't adjust, they just don't handle that reading. And so that's why I do the readers. And I told them
Do you buy those over the counter?
Walmart, you get a pack of, I just bought some. I got 2 packs of 4 each for two double magnification, 2 times magnification, and one at 2.5. And I told this guy, I said, well, this is what I do. I get Walmart readers, 2 and 2.5. 2 is for the computer use. I use the 2s. 2.5 is for reading, like the crossword puzzle or the newspaper. I said. He said, that's perfect. That's exactly
I'm gonna
right.
try Bob on this.
Does
Because
Bob wear contacts?
no,
Well, see, he's.
but his glasses are not adjusting for him, even though he just had a new prescription.
Does he have bifocals or trifocals?
I-
Or does he resist that?
He resists it.
Yeah, I resist. They tried to get me to do.
He doesn't like it.
They tried to get me to wear. I wore them for a few weeks. Bifocal contacts,
Oh wow!
and they said, you'll get used to it. You just have to move your head, and it's just a matter of learning to move your head up or down to do that. No.
I bet you get dizzy.
They and I may and they may have that may have been. I think this went off again. No, it didn't. Oh, good for me.
Are they? Is that filming us right now?
Yes, it's a little discussion. Yes.
No.
Okay, wait. Let me finish that up. Though.
Tell me if that would work for Bob though. The 2.5.
Well, that's
He
about what
can't
this
do
does.
a crossword.
That's what this would do. If I were wearing glasses, I mean, it works with contacts because there's nothing.
Right.
You have to match the 2 up. I mean, the contacts are positioned correctly, like a pair of glasses would be. I don't know what he would do. Would he put the readers over the regular glasses? You could try to. Corey needs them. Lots of people use them. You're welcome.
Oh my God! Are those all readers?
Yeah.
Well,
And
let me take one home
yeah, and,
for him to try
so
before I buy
this is
it.
a 2.0 and this is a 2.5.
Which would you recommend for
Well, no, take one,
crossword?
different,
one of each?
different things and different
Yes, I want
strengths.
to try it, and then I'll return them.
You know, you can see what I go through.
Why do you have so many?
They get they're plastic, so they get putting them down like
Scraped.
that. They get scraped, so they get dusty, sort
But
of.
you don't
See
ever
how? Can you see
throw-
that? How they're sort
Well,
of dirty.
you could clean them.
Well, you can't clean the scratches off, so
Then why do you keep them?
I can't throw them away.
Let's get to this.
This is a function of we're getting into old age things now. Or being a hoarder. I'm a hoarder. Okay.
Okay. Now,
So now can I give you explanation of why I don't remember dogs?
okay.
So you've probably forgotten that I had a newspaper route.
No, I remember that.
Do you remember when I get bit by a dog and
No.
chased, and we actually sued people? And I mean,
No.
they did some. I don't know about sue. I mean, I was just a kid, so what would I know? They did something about it though, and I
Did it break the skin?
I don't know. I really don't know. I can't remember that. I do know that for weeks, months after that same dog always came after me, and I rolled so that he wouldn't get. He grabbed a hold of my pant leg and knocked me off my bike, basically by pulling hard, or I just flustered.
They never tried to stop him.
Flustered. Well, he was on the loose. I mean, he wasn't these days,
Yeah.
even out here in the country, people
Yeah.
have leash laws, and
Yeah.
you've got to keep him on a leash. And if somebody did that, he would be reported. I think he was reported. I think that's what they did. They reported him because he wasn't carefully pinned up or on a leash or anything. Even then, they probably had those kind of laws. But I was scared to death that it took them, our parents, doing something to get that dog stopped. They eventually did stop him from either kept him indoors or whatever, because he did it time and time again, and I was scared to death of that dog all the time, that he's going to come and knock me off my bike in
Right.
traffic or something. I don't know if you remember how this was really child labor violation. The shopping news was thick. It was thicker than these days, the Sonoma County newspaper. And we folded it up into a tiny little package, really, Mother helped with us too. And we filled this bag, right? So we had
And
one,
you wear
two,
it. You wore it.
and we wore it
Yeah.
over you, and it was heavy. I mean,
Heavy.
it was as much as I could. So probably, I would have been, 12, maybe
Probably.
13? Probably it was 50 pounds.
Yeah, I
Maybe
remember that bag.
It was heavy, and on a bicycle, basically, if you're leaning this way, the whole, you're top heavy, and it was dangerous with a dog chasing you to be riding a bike with a 50-pound pack on your
Did
back.
you just do our immediate neighborhood, or did you have another?
No, well, it wasn't immediate. I probably delivered 220 newspapers.
Oh,
It was
wow.
all afternoon. I would go off at. It was to every doorstep, so it wasn't a matter of having to memorize where they went or mattered. You just throw them as fast as you can going down the street. So I would, but I probably did 25, 30 streets, maybe, blocks, maybe more.
Was that just
it was
once
just
a
Willow
week?
Glen.
Was that just once a week?
Yeah, just once a week, Wednesdays. And
Did you make money?
it wasn't paid that well.
None of them are.
But it was probably, I think it was probably like $20. Maybe it was 10 cents a paper or something like that. But it was all shopping news, so that there wasn't. So it was all advertising. They were making
Right.
money at it. And how much I got, I don't know. I don't even remember that. I could look. That's the kind of stuff you can look up on the internet if you were writing this little vignette up, which I never did write this one up. But it scared me about dogs, and from then on, probably for the next 20, 30 years, I always was afraid of dogs. And I know we had dogs, and I was not friendly with them at all.
Yeah, I
didn't
don't
like them.
remember your
I
fooling with
didn't
them.
trust them, basically. But I was also terribly afraid of big dogs. The ones that used
Are
to...
you still?
No, now I'm okay, even with big dogs. But it took years. I mean, it's only by being around them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still, actually, no, I take that back. Actually, I'm still careful. When I do my walk over the hill, there used to be 2 German shepherds that just barked like crazy at me, and I always carried a stick. Going up the hill, I'd try and find a good stick, and I'd go over, because you never know when they're going to leap the fence.
That's right.
Because they're big. These dogs were big enough to leap the fence, or break through, and then I wanted something to hit them. So yes, I was scared of them still to some extent. But most dogs I'm friendly with, and especially if they're smaller ones. Well, the little
Yeah.
ones even, yeah. But even Boy side. But Boy, I probably taking care of Boy as I used to walk him
I
early in
remember
the
that.
early days. Got me to the point where even though he would snarl and snap, but he'd be okay too. It's just a matter of you learn how to deal with dogs. Anyway, I would never own a dog myself. Yes, I still.
All right. Tell me what you remember about our first television, because I remember we listened to radio every night. You and I often listened together. Did we give that up when the television came in?
I didn't. I listened to the radio forever.
To this day.
To this day. So, but TV had a limited fare. There was only so much you could get on TV. You probably don't. You probably don't remember Kukla, Fran, and Ollie.
Oh, of course I
Oh, you do?
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, okay. So we watched programs like that. But
Clarabelle, do you remember?
Clarabelle the Clown, yeah. That's a Howdy Doody show.
Howdy Doody.
Yeah. And but that was at the time when we were not the first in the lot, but not the last to get a TV set. But even then, it was there was only like 1 or 2 programs on the air at one. In fact, there was probably the three major networks. That was it. And
not all night. I mean, it would go off at 10 o'clock, 11
Yeah.
o'clock at night.
And so for kids, when you're talking about the kids now, we were kids, come home, so we weren't watching in the daytime. Coming home from school, you would watch one of those, there would be 3 programs on. There would be a talk show for women, gossipy society items, recipes, cooks. I don't know. We didn't ever watch it, so I don't know what they were like. But I knew there was that kind of show on. There was a kids show, and there would have been a more of a political type news type thing, and that's it. And we wouldn't have been interested in the news particularly, and we wouldn't have been interested.
But in the evening we'd watch, wouldn't we? There was entertainment type shows on later on.
6 o'clock news. It's just this, they haven't changed the style. 6 o'clock news, 6 to 7 is that, and 7 to 8 is something innocuous, and then prime time was 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Boxing, I remember at Glendale, Dickie was big on boxing.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Sports. There were sports. Yeah,
A lot of
there was a lot of sports covered. Very poorly covered at the time.
I'm sure.
What do you remember?
Well, I remember the later TV shows like Milton Berle and Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis and those kinds of things.
I wouldn't call Milton Berle too. Oh yeah. Who was the one talk show that was late at night that was sort of like Milton Berle, but it was really stupid? He was on at 10.
Jack Parr, I know you don't mean him, but I remember. But I don't remember Fairview television much at all. I remember listening to my radio though.
Oh yeah, because the radio programs, we'd grown up with them, so they were there before the TV. So we probably got a TV in 1950.
It was still Fairview, so
I-
you'd have the dates better than I would.
So,
That sounds about right.
but so you'd listened to the radio for at least 5 years by that time,
Yeah.
from 5 to 10, and 5 to 9 years old or 10 years old. So, they were normal. I mean, they were the expected thing. They were regular. You wanted to listen to the radio shows, your favorite ones, whatever they were. What were they?
Bobby and the B-Bar B, I remember.
Oh, PRB, yeah.
The Lone Ranger, I remember. The Black Family, what, they don't even allow you to use their, Amos and Andy.
Amos and Andy. Well,
But-
they weren't black, actually.
Well, but we had kids shows too. I don't remember them all. I really don't.
Yeah. Well,
But the scary ones, we had scary ones too.
oh yeah.
Where you heard the squeaking door and that kind of thing. But I don't remember the names. Even Dragnet was on the radio, I think.
Dragnet probably started in around that time, yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute. So I just want to see if we are.